It is Seahawks versus Eagles, and I have the Seahawks winning that game 20-10. So that's going to be more the low scoring game. Out of all the games I picked, all the other games, let's see, I had 31-13, 21-13, 24-20. So yeah, 2010 Seahawks in a low scoring game. Both of these teams have dealt with major injuries on their offensive end, with the Seahawks losing literally their three running backs are all out, so they had to get Marshawn Lynch off the streets to go play with them. The Eagles have lost like all their receivers. They lost Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun, and Aguilar. So both these teams are kind of depleted offensively. I think this will be a grinded out, sluggish kind of game, like a defensive game, kind of like that Cowboys-Eagles game, where it wasn't too exciting offensively, but it was relatively close like the whole game, and you felt if any team made one big play that would put them over the top. Carson Wentz has proven at the end of this year that he is that guy, that he is a franchise caliber quarterback, but he has no one to throw to. Like, Ertz is great. Zach Ertz, I love Zach Ertz, but when you're missing those wide receivers that can go over the top, it kind of minimizes what Zach Ertz is capable of doing, because the defense is going to put their attention towards Ertz, and as a tight end, you're not going to be necessarily the fastest player, so you can't really afford for them to have all their attention on you. If they had Deshaun going deep, and the defense, the safeties have to account for him, and that would help Zach Ertz become open so much on those little like short, like medium routes he runs. So yeah, man, it's just tough for Carson Wentz. And so on the Seahawks side, they're really used to playing these close games. If you watch the Seahawks, they're almost always in close games. And Russell Wilson has been as good, if not better, on the road his whole career than he is at home. And we all know about Russell Wilson, man. He has that little magic thing about him. Even in the game against the Niners, he almost pulled that off in a crazy fashion if it wasn't for that penalty they had at the end of the game. But he just makes throws in the most crunch times, and they do a really good job of, like, they definitely run the ball. Like, they're not just passing the whole game. They do rely on Russell Wilson for the big throws and the big moments, but they will run the ball a lot at the beginning of the game, and they don't really let teams influence what they do. They have a game plan that they're going to carry out throughout the whole game, and they're kind of going to stick with that until it's time for Russell Wilson to make those big throws. And so I just like the coach. I like Pete Carroll. I like their quarterback, Russell Wilson, and I like the roster of the Seahawks better than the Eagles roster. So give me the road team to win this slow, grinded out game.